Hi. Hey, Kelly. Oh, look, the chat's open. Hey, everyone. Oh, wow, it's popping. It's fire. It is lit. Okay, cool. We're going to go ahead and get started then. Feel like as people continue to trickle in, they can just kind of catch up as we continue the interview and discussion. So, welcome, everybody. We are here on Thursday, virtual talks and discussion for DC Scores at Home. Everyone, if you don't know, my name is Charity Blackwell. I am the Director of Creative Arts and Education at the amazing organization DC Scores. If you also don't know, we are a community partner of the amazing, wonderful soccer team, DC United, and we have two of their players with us here today that we're going to have an awesome discussion with, talk about some things, and also afterwards open up the floor for some questions from some of our participants, coaches, or anybody that's really tuned in today. So first of all, I want to welcome to our discussion the one and only Bill Hamid. Make some noise for Bill Hamid. Everybody say what's up. Woo, woo, woo. Got some emojis, clap it up, say yeah, all that good stuff. Yep, all that. And then with us as well, we have another amazing player from DC United, the one and only Chris Odoi-Atsem. Get some noise for Chris. Make some noise. We out here. Okay, hit that. Oh, I see you, Bill. So first of all, thank y'all so much for taking time out of your day to come and have this discussion with everyone, but more importantly, our participants of our program. As you know, y'all, DC United does amazing things with a partnership with DC Scores, and for y'all to take time to come and have these really important discussions with our kids, talk about your experiences, it is extremely meaningful, and thank you so much. So my first question for both of y'all is, how are y'all doing? How are y'all feeling right now? How are you doing today? Either one of y'all can go ahead and jump in.
I'm doing good. As our city starts to open up more and more, you get to see a little bit of your friends. Obviously, still social distancing and still wearing masks. So it seems like we've come out of the other end of this in a slightly different world. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy. It's hot outside. The weather's good, and people are getting back to work. This is all positive things happening from a hectic and crazy 2020 so far.
Absolutely. How about you, Chris? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. As Bill was saying, hectic 2020, but we're back training. We're getting ready to go to Florida next week for MLS's back tournament. So, I think everybody's excited for that, just to get back playing soccer since we haven't played in, a few months now. So, really looking forward towards that.
Now, what was that feeling that first day of going back to training after being basically locked down and unable to really train with your teammates? How did that feel going back and getting, because we have some participants in our program that I know are feeling that same feeling that y'all felt right now, waiting, anticipating to get back out there on the field with their team. So how did that feel finally getting back out there and being able to train with your team?
Yeah, felt great. Of course, you haven't seen the guys. You're used to seeing them every day, working hard together, especially like in preseason. We're working hard every day, sometimes training twice a day. And then basically it gets shut off and you're not seeing these guys for months at a time. So eventually getting back together and getting into some type of routine has been great. At least been good for my spirits at least. And, now looking to getting back to playing in this tournament.
That's awesome. How about you, Bill?
Bittersweet, bittersweet. I'd say it's definitely bittersweet because, you know, for a while the pandemic was going, well, when it first started, you know, there was so much information and so much given to us that it almost felt at a certain point that we weren't going to see our teammates for the remainder of the year. It was nerve wracking. Going through the quarantine, going through the lockdown. It was nerve wracking. So, when they finally said that, okay, there is a date where we are going to try to get back together, I thought that gave me butterflies in my stomach because that just felt so good to hear. It just felt like some sort of progress. And thankfully we're back together. The guys that you see every single day, you work every single day with, you build relationships with them. You get to know them, you get to understand them. And I think that's the beauty of having a brotherhood, having a locker room where there's a bunch of men from different all different backgrounds in the world, and we all come together for one common cause. So happy to be back in the locker room with these guys.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. And so, kind of talking more about that and thinking about your time when you weren't with your teammates and had to quarantine and had to find alternate ways to remain healthy and physical. What were your outlets during those times being stuck at home? Just some of our kids right now, like how they're stuck at home. What advice would you give to them to how can they continue to stay healthy and mentally strong during this time? What were some things that y'all did while you were at home to keep your spirits lifted and also continue to train?
Honestly, I played a lot of video games. I can't lie. I played a lot of FIFA. I see somebody just said, yeah, me too. I play video games. Well, I play a lot of video games because, I took a beating from one of our teammates, Kevin Paredes. He played me in FIFA in preseason, and he beat me 10-0. So when the quarantine happened, I thought to myself, wow, I can never lose 10-0 again, especially to a young bull like that, So I made an onus to like really try to study FIFA and get better, so I could get back to. I see some people saying some funny stuff.
I know the chat is lit.
so I made a note to make sure that I never lose 10-0 in FIFA again. And other than that, try to do the in-home workouts and keep up with my people, keep up with my friends and my family, make sure that everybody's safe and healthy. Netflix was on fire, so everything turned out well for me during the quarantine.
Nice. What about you, Chris?
Yeah, so the team, they would give us weekly programs to follow, so we could keep up our fitness and keep up our strength. So just trying to follow those directly, what they gave us, we would have some upper body lifts, lower body lifts, and then some running and some technical work to keep up our touch and things like that. So just trying to find a space of, grass while social distancing, just to do those things and stay sharp for eventually when we got back. And as far as off the field stuff, I just try to switch it up every day. I just took it day by day, and just depending on how I felt, that's what I would do. So, some days would be video games, like Bill was saying, Netflix, and then other things, more productive things, really learning how to cook. I've recently went vegan, so I'm having to cook more of my meals and things like that. So I think I got pretty good at that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and just doing different things on a daily basis. So those are the main things.
That's cool. So it sounds like finding healthy outlets to that stimulate you that you're interested in, and also doing some mindless things that also can distract you.
Has to be a little balance.
Yeah, it has to be a balance. I think that's a very important key word right there is balance. I think right now, because the kids can't get on the field, sometimes they feel like, oh, well, I'll practice once we open back up. But I think right now is a great time to work on your touches, work on wall passes, and also to stay connected with your friends, whether that's through FIFA or some type of online game. I've seen Roblox and all this other stuff in the chat.
What is Roblox?
I don't know.
I've never heard of Roblox. I guess they just got games that these young kids know that Roblox, Minecraft, and Fortnite.
Fortnite, I know a little.
You don't know Roblox?
I tried Fortnite. I just keep.
Everyone. Do they have Roblox on Xbox? Somebody give me a yes. Yes. No. Okay. Yeah.
More yeses. Yes. One no. Yes. All right. So Roblox, you gotta check that out, Bill.
All right.
And maybe share your handle so you can get some people to help you out. All right. So cool. So right now, in our summer program, we are trying to make summer camp as summer campy as possible. Clearly, we have to do it virtually. So we are finding different ways and alternatives for kids to still have that summer camp experience, hence this interview right now. But still staying true to our mission. So every week they get a packet, they're working on their writing, they're working on soccer skills, and they're learning about different health techniques. Also throughout their writing, they're learning about activism, social justice, and what a better time than right now to be really writing and expressing themselves through these different, through their writing processes. So knowing you, Bill and Chris, and especially you, Bill, I know that you have been very vocal and been very active lately with being outspoken and even marching and being part of some of the protests. How important do you think it is for not just an athlete, but anybody from where they are to use their platform to speak out against things that they're passionate about and speak out against injustice?
Yeah. I think it's very important for people to use their platform, and it's regardless of what your views are.
Exactly.
You know, there's people that are going to have different views and morals. We're going to meet people in our life that are completely different than us, that operate completely different, opposite than we do. But those people are entitled to their own opinion. They're entitled to speak their mind and have their voice. So I encourage everybody. I encourage everybody to always speak out. Try to use your own platform. Use your own. Say it from your heart. You know the saying, say it from your chest. You
Mm-hmm.
say it with your chest. You know, like I want to encourage people to not be afraid to speak their mind and express themselves, because now is a great time, but moving forward, we all are going to have to, stand up for what we believe in. And a lot of people believe that, you should keep your mouth shut and just listen to what, your elders say, listen to what people say. No, you should definitely listen to what your elders say, what your parents say. You should always take their advice because they've had the experience. But when it comes time and you get of age and it's time for you now to show some responsibility and take some action, it's up to you. Don't hide in the shadows. Don't stay silent. Speak out. Say what's on your mind. And if it's the right thing, don't be afraid. If you know you have good intentions, never be afraid speaking your mind, because at the end of the day, you have good intentions and you're not trying to hurt anybody. You're just trying to make a change. You're trying to do the right thing.
That's awesome. Yep. How about you, Chris? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, no, I think Bill said it perfectly. Speak your mind, speak what's in your heart, and that's where it starts. And I think it really starts with conversations. These conversations to increase awareness, like we're doing today, and talking about these different topics and subjects. That's where it starts. It starts in your homes, classrooms, locker rooms. There has to be open dialogue on these type of things. And far too long, that just hasn't been the case, at least in my lifetime. These type of topics, racism or Black lives, just have been kind of swept under the rug. But I think now, with everything that's gone on for the past month or so, it's really come to the forefront, and people who weren't paying attention to these type of things before are finally have their eyes open and are listening now. And so I think it's it's a hard time, but it's looking like there's progress coming, real change coming, because we've seen times like this before, where there has been a little bit of change, but not too much. And I think this time it feels different. And like you were saying, Bill and I have gone to two protests together, and that's definitely the feeling I felt at these protests. Going out there, the first one we went to, there's hundreds of thousands of people out in DC, and it's all different backgrounds, all different ages. It was really beautiful to see. And I felt the change coming, just the energy in the city that day was it was really beautiful to see. I'm glad I got to experience that with my brother Bill, and we felt the same thing.
That's awesome. Yes, I saw some pictures, and that's it. And I unfortunately wasn't able to be a part of that experience, but just living vicariously through people that I follow, and of course y'all, and seeing. And I even got that feeling just from watching it from afar, just in watching it, how everything played out through the media, and especially us being here in DC, where it feels like this is like ground zero almost, where a lot of stuff is happening. it's a very interesting time. And I think the thing that is exciting for me is that, yeah, it sounds, it feels a little scary and we don't know what the future really holds, but this is history right now that we're living amongst, right? This is like a time where we can look back and be like, wow, I was here when they painted Black Lives Matter right in front of the White House on the street. I was here when we actually saw this shift happen. And so, yeah, I definitely understand what you're saying when you feel like something's different about this time where it feels like change is coming. So with that being said, let's talk about how things are looking in the soccer world. And I know, DC United made their stance very loud and clear with painting the field. How do you feel things are going? What have you seen change so far? And what direction would you like to see things change? What direction would you like MLS soccer to go, or just soccer in general as a global sport? What changes do you see now, and what would you like to see in the future?
Well, the Premier League, I think, they since they started the English Premier League, since they started, they have been taking knees before every single game, right when they kick off the ball. And what they've also done to bring awareness to the Black Lives Matter movement is everybody is wearing Black Lives Matter on the back of their jersey instead of their last name. The whole league.
Wow.
And people have known of European soccer to be notoriously filled with systemic racial injustice or just issues. So I think that is just one massive message. I think to have that in that sort of country, on that sort of platform, the Premier League, the most watched league in the world out of all sporting leagues, I think it's massive. Not only bringing awareness to what's going on in the United States of America, obviously George Floyd's murder kind of led to the movement that we've had in 2020. But a lot of other parts of the world haven't seen that. A lot of Eastern European countries, we don't know but they watch the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
So I think to have that in soccer right now, I think is one of the biggest messages I've ever seen. For the Premier League to do that and say, every player in our league is going to wear Black Lives Matter on the back of their jersey. I think that is one of the biggest moves that has been made during this pandemic time and during what's all gone on. So it's the soccer world has a lot to fix.
Mm-hmm.
FIFA has their own initiative called Say No to Racism that they've been working very, very hard with. But sometimes the punishment doesn't fit the crime when some sort of racial issue happens in a soccer game. For players in Europe to have to deal with bananas being thrown on the field during the game is ridiculous. And sometimes the punishment is not enough from our FIFA world governing body of soccer. So I think there's been a lot of statements that have been made, as we talked about in our previous calls, and I think that's one heck of a statement in the soccer world.
It says a lot. It definitely puts a stamp on a lot of things, and I do see, not just in the soccer world, but across all, like, numerous sports, different leagues making a stance and making big moves right now. So I think that in itself is a huge first step. That's something that I never experienced growing up. So yeah, I hear you on that. How about you, Chris? How you feel about it?
Yes, I think as the world opens up and leagues will start coming back, more stances and statements like that will be made. I think in our league the same will happen. And as you said about DC United and the painting of the field, the I Can't Breathe and the Black Lives Matter on alley field, you know, that was a big statement as well. And for my thing is these statements are great, but there really has to be action behind it. And if you're going to say something, what are the actions that you're going to back that statement up with? And it's not a sprint. You know, this is a marathon. This is going to be a long thing. It's going to take time because these type of things have been embedded in us forever, pretty much. So, my thing is just what actions are people going to take, and not just make statements, not just put the post the black square on your Instagram and say you're with the movement, and that's all you're doing, you know, because those statements, they can mean a lot then, but if there's nothing following it up, that can mean nothing real quick. So that's my thing.
Just the culture vulture if you're just following it up, huh?
Yeah, man.
You're just trying to be on what you perceive the right side of things, you know, and that's a shame. That's a shame because there's a lot of people acting like they're a part of it,
Mm-hmm.
but they wouldn't go to an elementary school and speak to no kids right now if they were begged to.
Yeah.
You know, they won't go to speak to a predominantly Black and Latino elementary school if they were paid to.
Mm.
You know, and that's what I'm sick of, you know. Yeah. But at the end of the day, everybody has their own voice. So, you know, you can feel how you want, you can have your own morals and values.
Absolutely. And yeah, y'all are right on it. Trying to tell the difference between, sorry, let me bring it down a little. Trying to tell the difference between what is performative and what is actually real steps, because I think that's what we're seeing a lot. We're seeing a lot of statements, we're hearing a lot of missions, but what is going to actually happen? And I think that it's important. Words are powerful. We teach our kids to write. What you write, what you say is powerful. And people, you know, even as me, as a poet, when you get up on stage and you're performing, what you say is sticking with you. So people are expecting you to live up to those words, unless it's from like you're telling someone else's story. But most poets are telling their story. They're telling how they feel, expressing themselves and their views from their lived experience. And so words are very powerful. And I think that what y'all are saying is extremely important, because when people make statements and use words and put their feelings out there, people are going to be looking at you to make sure that you're upholding those words that you're putting out there. So just like all of our kids in here, when you're doing your writing and you're creating your poems and you're making statements, you know, stand by what you're saying, but just know that, you know, words have meanings, and people hold you to your words. And that's what we're seeing right now. People making statements, putting things out there, and we want to make sure that those things are being upheld, because yeah, it's important. And this is a very, very sensitive time to not just say things and that not actually have any follow through. Mm-hmm. So, all right, so cool.
How many poets do we, are any poets in this chat? Do we have any DC Scores poets here?
You know, yes, no, yes. I want to see somebody. Not really. Yes. Not really? Yeah. No. Kind of.
I love my DC Scores poets. They've given me some nice freestyles in the past. We did an Audi commercial with 2 DC Scores kids. Oh man, they gave us.
I remember that. That was with Diamond. Diamond got some bars.
Yes, Diamond, and who was the Latino kid? He was.
Oh, Daniel. He had the glasses.
Yes, and his freestyle was about grilled cheese. he spit a whole freestyle about grilled cheese.
Oh my goodness! Yes. He likes writing about food. That's his forte right there. Yeah, we got to get you on another freestyle. We gotta go through this chat and see who said yeah, and see if we can get someone to do a little battle with you, Phil.
And if we could get somebody to call in or something, we could add somebody and get them to freestyle.
Who out there got freestyle? If you can freestyle, let us know. Daniel went to HD Cook, and me too. Oh, okay. If you can freestyle, I say me.
Oh, Daniel. That's the kid's name, Daniel.
Yes,
Yeah.
Daniel. Yep. Daniel and Diamond. That's who was in the car with you.
Yep.
Diamond, fire.
Killer. I love it.
All right, DC Scores, y'all kind of monitor the chat, see if y'all can find somebody out there that might can come in here and do a little something with Bill, because Bill think he got bars or whatever, but we're going to find out. I might have to jump in that joint too, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, something. So yeah, I wanted to ask another question. So growing up, playing soccer, clearly, I even speaking for myself growing up, I didn't have a lot of people that looked like me that I could really look up to that played soccer. I grew up in Rock Hill, South Carolina. I was like the only Black girl on my soccer team up until I came to Trinity University, where I played soccer in college.
Oh, really?
Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah. Cool. I did poetry thing, but I got a little something on it.
Well, Chris, you know that's where our high school games were.
Yeah.
For DeMatha, we played at Trinity University.
Oh, because we have a really nice field, you know.
Yeah. Really nice.
Right there on the hill, it's like a hill or something. It's kind of like a hill.
Yeah, it's like it's a
near the entrance
plateau, and then there's like another hill where there's like another plateau. Yeah. Oh, memories. So how important do you think it is for you growing up? If you did see other people that did look like you, who were they and how did they inspire you? And if you did not, how do you think that would have changed being able to see yourself growing up and playing the sport that you love so much? Either one.
If Tim Howard wasn't playing, I'd have been playing basketball, man. Wow. I'd have been playing basketball. I'd have been out there dunking on people, you know. If Tim Howard, legendary U.S. goalkeeper. Ironically, my nickname was Zach, like Little Zach, when I was a kid, because I was a fat goalie. I was like a chubby goalie. And mind you, Zach Thornton is legendary MLS goalkeeper. He's now my goalkeeper coach at DC United. So it's just crazy how things circle around from when you're young. But if Tim Howard, legendary USA men's goalkeeper, was not playing goalie or was not a goalkeeper, I would not be a professional goalkeeper today. He was like one of the very small minority of colored goalkeepers in this country. Like, very small minority. A few Latino goalkeepers, but there were no Black goalkeepers. So thankfully I had somebody to look up to and kind of model my game after.
That's what's up. How about you, Chris?
Yeah, for me growing up, the person I was looking at was Freddie Adu. He was the big superstar. Yes. He's from Ghana. My family's from Ghana as well. So when I started playing and growing up in this area, I'm from PG County, Maryland. So when he got drafted, you know, that was the main attraction. And I think for me, what really had me stuck in soccer, because in PG County, we're mostly known for basketball and football, and not as much as soccer. But the thing for me is that I had a lot of friends in my age group who I went to school with who played soccer as well. So just it was like about a group of 4 of us who played from elementary school all the way to high school together. And just having those friends like that we could go to summer camps and travel to practice with and things like that, that's what really kept me into the game and motivated to play, because I was playing with some of my best friends. And, you know, those are lifelong friends that I'll have for the rest of my life.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. I think for me, Brianna Scurry was that was the one person that I looked up when I saw her play. I was like, okay, this is where it's at. Like, now I could ball too. Like, I was out there hooping. Like, I was like, man, it's about soccer though. It's just always stuck with me. I have a couple more questions, and then we'll get to a freestyle and open up the floor for some kids to ask questions and maybe battle Bill in some rapping poetry.
Listen to a battle. I just wanted to hear a poem.
I thought it was gonna be a competition.
Back out now, Bill.
Oh, okay. Oh, now you backing down. All right, it's all good. All right, so
because she keep two-stepping to the side. That's how I know she ready to battle. That's how I'm not messing with you, fam. You're not about to cook me on this.
I would never, Bill. Come on. You know, we like this, man. So my next question, our kids are really excited to get back to their teams. And one thing that we really try to instill in them, the importance of being a good teammate on and off the field. How important is it for our beautiful poet athletes out there to be a good teammate? What does it mean to be a good teammate on and off the field? When you hear that, what does that mean to you, Bill and Chris?
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, teammate is more than just on the field in my eyes. And like a prime example is me and Bill going to the protest together. You know, that was something heavy on our hearts, what was going on at the time. And the fact that I can call my teammate and say, I want to take a stand for Black people around the country, you know, and I can do that with a teammate. That's just says a lot. And like I said earlier, you know, some teammates that I grew up with are lifelong friends. So, you know, it's being a teammate goes longer than just being and helping on the field as well as off the field, checking in. You know, I was talking to teammates throughout this whole pandemic when we were able to play together and come and practice in the locker room together. So I would just say, yeah, it's just more than just on the field.
I like that. How about you, Bill?
Yeah, I think especially at a very young age, if we're talking about the players that DC scores, I think it's important for them to remember these relationships with their teammates. Remember them, because I can think of so many instances where I had teammates when I was very, very young, and either our relationships lasted till this day, or at some point our lives recircled and somehow we crossed paths again. And I think you need to pay attention to that. I think if you're in school and you see something happening with one of your teammates, you have to protect them. When you have a team, you have to create, if you guys want to be winners, if you guys want to win, you guys have to turn that into a family. And then from there, if you ever see any of your teammates getting bullied, if something's happening to them outside of school, whatever it may be, you have to be there for them. You have to help them. And that's very important. These relationships are very important at all of the people that are the participants that are on the call. The relationships you have with your teammates and the people you work with are so important right now. So don't take that for granted. Make sure that whatever happens, you have your teammates back, because like I said, these relationships, they can last forever. They can last for a very long time. You know, especially people trust people that they've known more. They trust people that they've known from when they were really young, because they've seen you. You've seen them in their journey. They've seen you in your journey. So I encourage people to embrace the family aspect when it comes to a team and turn it into more of a family, because that's when you really are going to be successful together. And you're just going to make the most. You're going to make great memories. And that's all it's about, is making memories. And Chris is completely right. I mean, it's not just on the field. It's off the field too. Like, even at our professional level, if teammates want to do a specific thing, like, you should do it. You should do it, because this is bonding. This is a time to come together as a group and get to know each other, because we're all from different places, different backgrounds, two different parents who gave us different morals and different values and different ideas on how to think, and who are we going to be as young people. So it's important to get to know the people that are on your team and that are around you, because you can learn something from them. They have a different background, and you can learn something from that.
Absolutely. I'm hearing like being more than a teammate means not just being great on the field, but it's bigger than that. When you're off the field, I'm hearing checking in on your teammates, making sure that they are good, especially when there's a lot going on, going through hard times. And also I'm hearing embracing. Everyone comes from different backgrounds, different beliefs, different places. And it's important when you're on a team, in those moments when you're together on and off the field, we're all family. So that's how it should always be viewed. And that's how we view our DC Scores teams. On and off the field, we should have each other's back. Be there for each other, check in, and know that at the end of the day, win or lose, we're all family. And DC United is our family as well. So I know when you're out there, Bill, on the field and saving goals and you look behind, you might see that little section where you see the DC Scores kids cheering and chanting for you. And with the upcoming season, I know that it feels great having that support. How can kids support you besides coming to games? But how do you plan on also continuing to support kids, our kids, kids all over, but specifically kids that you serve here in the area and in DC Scores?
Well, one, continuing being involved with DC Scores. That's a huge goal of mine, is to continue that and not let it fall off as it did slightly last year after, the season started really kicking in full gear. And, it's right in my neighborhood. Marie Reed is right in my neighborhood. So I'm within walking distance, and I know I'll be more heavily involved moving forward. But besides that, I've taken, at least in this short term of time, I've made my focus geared towards, all right, bringing kids that are different colors together in my goalkeeper program. I have a goalkeeper program in Falls Church, Virginia, and we have goalkeepers from all over the place. We even got a goalkeeper from West Virginia driving him. And that's important to me. That's so important to me, to see different kids from different backgrounds. And I can tell already when we start our sessions or when I start coaching, I can tell the clicks that are made within the training sessions. Mm-hmm. I can tell the one kid that's like the odd kid out. He doesn't know who to talk to. He doesn't know what to say. So he's just kind of there. And I can tell the kids that are very sociable, the leaders, the energy, and how to blend all that to make them all learn about each other, learn about who that kid is, where they're from, what language do they speak. I'm trying to now turn it into, instead of, okay, 1 or 2 kids in the session, then I do another hour, 1 or 2 kids. I'm trying to get these kids together now so they can learn something about each other. And then I ask them questions regularly. Where you from? Oh, what language do they speak in that country? Oh, you haven't been there? Okay. What type of foods do you guys like? Pull my phone out, Google it, so we all can see, for the last week or two, that's kind of been what my focus has been. That's been my focus in the training sessions, because I feel like it's cool to get the kids out and give them activities amongst other kids so they can learn. But you have to, as a teacher, I've learned, you have to go more in depth. You have to make sure that they open up about themselves, but then they're also open about other kids.
Right.
And I never realized in the past, I thought it was just teach every kid, oh, you don't know it? I'm going to keep saying it. So you learn the technique, you learn this, you learn that. And then practice was done.
Right.
There was nothing that was teaching them about life.
Yeah.
This is all goalkeeping. Now I'm trying to incorporate life into the goalkeeping sessions. And I think it, it's not going to change the world, but it's a start.
Yeah.
It's a start, because even as of right now, we have our Black Players Coalition that Chris and I are a part of, that we just started. We have ideas. We have solid ideas. We have a solid game plan.
Nice.
But it's still early. So now I'm just trying to gather my brain, think, what can I do, big or small? What can I start to work towards, And hopefully we can continue making a difference.
That's awesome. And that really makes me think about how sports really teach you so many lessons. And I wish I had coaches who in those moments could make the lessons that were taught like teachable moments in that moment, like exactly what you're doing. Because now I find myself later on in life looking back at certain times in sports where I'm like, oh, wow, this has taught me how to maneuver in different situations. This has taught me the importance of being persistent and not giving up. This has taught me the importance of being on time to certain things, not letting your teammates down. Like, you learn so many life skills through sports that I think, because you're so caught up in the sport at the time, sometimes you don't realize it till later on. It's still meaningful, but I can imagine it being even more meaningful teaching those life skills in the moments as they're happening.
Yeah.
Anything? Did you want to touch on that too, Chris? Because I know you have been involved with our kids and continuing to do so. What kids to stay involved with you, and how are you going to plan on doing that moving forward as well?
Yeah, just kind of like what Bill was touching on. So for the past month has been a big time for self-reflection for me, and just looking in the mirror and being honest with myself. And, you know, I'm a 4-year professional soccer player playing for the hometown team. You know, I grew up in this area. I've been here my whole life. And so when everything went down, I'm just kind of like, man, what have I been doing as a professional soccer player? You know, and I felt like I wasn't doing enough and haven't been doing enough. And I had to be honest with myself about that. You know, I have been doing all the community events and things like that, but I always felt like I should be doing more. You know, what am I doing for my people in this community? And I think I should be doing more. And like Bill was saying with this Black Players Coalition of Major League Soccer, I think some really good things are going to happen and come from that. And one big thing that we're going to be focusing on these communities and how we can really put in concrete things like mentorship programs and maybe, you know, extracurricular, hands-on things that we can come in and help on. And, you know, so I really want to be involved in that. And so that's my plan moving forward.
I love that. I appreciate that. And I think Bill said that one time before in one of the other interviews, like this is a lot of people reflecting, but even us, our community, how we can do better in our spaces and what platforms we have to help contribute to the kids we serve and things that matter to us. I think this has been a great time for us to really take steps back and think about those things that are really that are important to us, but really asking ourselves, are we doing everything we can? I know I've had those conversations with myself, and I'm working my hardest to step outside my comfort zone and really tackle some issues within my sphere of what I can do. So I appreciate both of y'all tremendously for, first of all, naming that you're doing self-reflection, and also, you know, taking the steps to actually address those things that you are trying to change. So we have our freestyle poets, spoken word artists that we're going to get to. But let me just go through these questions. I'm going to take about 2 questions from let's do 3 questions from our audience, and then we'll bring on Aiden from Truesdale and Aaron. Sean didn't say from where, just Aaron Majet. Y'all get ready. Aiden, 5th grade at Truesdale, and Aaron Majet.
Come on, we need one more now.
Oh, one more?
Got some nice poems. Yes, who? Katrina Byrne.
Katrina Byrne.
Can I read my poem? Yes, you can.
Katrina Byrne. All right. Bet. Want to bring them on. All right. So first question is from Matthew. Bill or Chris, can you provide a few examples of stamina workouts to help young children during the summer and house for camp? I don't know if y'all are already doing that for your social media, but someone wanted to know if y'all could do that or thought about it.
Chris, you got some cones laying nearby, or?
You're saying stamina workouts?
Stamina, so probably cardio workouts.
Yeah.
Cardio workouts. Yeah. For me, the main thing I've been doing throughout this time, I've been doing a lot of track work. They gave us a lot of track work. So, you know, just running laps around the track and timing, you know, your laps around the track. And just every time you go, try to beat the score or time that you had previously. So I would say it takes me about 7 minutes to run 4 times around the track. Maybe the next time I shoot for 6 minutes, 45 seconds. So I would say, you know, just going out on the track and trying to beat your time every time you go out there.
Dope.
I think you could put down some cones. It's fairly simple in terms of in-house, what do you mean, cardio drills. If you have cones, if you have small cones, all you have to do is, all you have to do is put down 3 cones and do some high knees over them, back and forth. You can do some hickey shuffles, some side shuffles through the cones, back and forth. There's so much you can do dribbling the ball in a soccer field. Mm-hmm. If you have a field nearby or a park, an open park that you're still distant from other people, you can do that also. Have some limits, like dribble 10 yards, come back, then dribble 20 yards, come back. It's very simple to use this time and use the current situation to stay fit. And you don't need much. You don't need much. Just I would say all you really need is like 3 cones or 3, whatever you can get your hands on, 3 small things, even if it's a ball of socks, 3 balls of socks. You put them down, the old school way, Chris, put them down like they're cones and just do some high knees over them or dribble through them. Very simple.
Yeah, we in our camper kits, everyone got some cones. So y'all hear that. Y'all hear the advice that Bill's giving y'all. So get those
cones. You're using your cones, kids. We got to get ready for next season, y'all.
Get ready. No excuses. All right, next question. Was sports your only way to success? Oh, sorry, this is from Baraket. Excuse me if I pronounced your name wrong. My deepest apologies. Was sports your only way to success, or were you mainly academic and then gave it up for soccer?
Can we take this one, Bill?
Yeah, go ahead, because you already know my answer.
Yeah, no, it was instilled for me at a young age that if I even wanted to play soccer, I had to keep my grades up and do well in school. So they went hand in hand for me. And every coach I had would preach the same thing, that you have to be taking care of your schoolwork as well as performing on the field. So they went hand in hand for me. I did decently throughout my years, but soccer actually helped me get to a better college than I probably would have gotten to had I not played soccer. So even though I did have my grades up, I probably wouldn't have gone to the University of Maryland had I not played soccer. So that's how I said they can go hand in hand. Even though I did keep my grades up, soccer was the ultimate way that I got into such a good school like the University of Maryland. And, I was able to graduate from there in 4 years. And so even if soccer doesn't pan out for me, I have something to fall back on with a college education. So, that was my history.
I kept trying in school. I tried my hardest. I got yelled at a lot by my parents because my parents weren't happy with me and the effort and the attention I put into school. But my father always pushed me with soccer. Regardless what my grades were, it was almost military when it came to soccer. And he knew the formula. He knew the formula. He's implying the formula on my little sister as we speak. With her training sessions, with her focus, her mentality on her positioning, or what her position is. But my mom was on the other side. My mom was like, if you do not get your grades together, you're not doing any sort of soccer. Then that started the quarrel between my parents, because it was like one wanted me to play all the time and the other one was like, you need to get your grades right. So I come from a slightly different situation, but I tried to find I think that, yes, I believe I would have been successful without soccer. I would have just had to find a new game plan. I would have had to find a new path and just go after it full force. And I don't think you need one or the other to be successful, a sport or your academics. I think you can do both, or you can do something that is your passion. And it doesn't have to be school, and it doesn't have to be a sport. You can go after something that you really care about. Like the top of this conversation was all about Roblox. Roblox. Roblox.
You got it.
They gonna kill you for that one. Roblox. The top of the conversation was all about that. There are professional e-gamers in this world. Thanks. These e-gamers have sponsorships. They have YouTube channels. They get paid well over $500,000 a year. Mm-hmm. So if you have a goal Don't let nobody tell you, no, you need to do this. First off, we have to get our grades right.
Yes.
I might not have had my grades right, but we have to get our grades right. And I encourage you guys to stay steadfast in your studies. But if you have a goal, I say go after it. If you have a passion, I say try to make the most of it.
Yes. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Y'all are just so amazing.com. So what we're going to do now is bring on our 3 amazing poets.
It's showtime.
You know what time it is. So first to the virtual stage. Oh, hold on. No, they're already here. Let's get some noise for Katrina.
My name is actually Katie. My mom is Katrina.
Ooh, my bad. Sorry, Katie. All right, let's do that again. Let's run it back. Let's make some noise for Katie. Woo! Let's go.
All right, Katie.
My poet is about Black lives.
Hold on, Katie. Before you start, what school did you go to?
I go to Barnard Elementary School. I'm a rising 3rd grader.
Hey.
And my dad signed me up for this camp, so I'm really excited.
Hey, I love it, Katie. I love it. Okay, let's hear it.
I know that Black Lives Matter. To fight, I need to be strong. Peace is my dream. We can accomplish this as a team. If we try, we can touch the sky. And we will be scared, but fear is our hope.
Ooh.
I love that. Oh, my bad.
Yes.
What?
Yes. Snap it up.
Katie.
That's a home run on the first one. Goodness.
Wow, Katie.
Wow.
That's how you hold it down. Outstanding. Oh.
There's a lot of passion in that, Katie. I love the rhymes too, but I love where that passion came from. That's beautiful.
That's awesome. All right, that's the first one. Who's next?
Number 2, you
Go ahead, DC Scores, bring them on.
Wow.
We got Aaron coming to the
2.
stage. Everyone, wait, hold on. Let's make sure we get it right. Is your name Aaron?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we'll make sure I'm getting it right. At what school do you go to, and how old are you?
Well, I'm homeschooled and I'm 10.
Awesome.
Nice.
All right.
Nice. So what grade would you be going into?
6.
Okay. Cool. You like soccer?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
You got something for us, Aaron?
A poem?
All right.
Freestyle.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
With that being said, everyone, right now, I need y'all to put your hands together or put them up high and wiggle your fingers like this for the one and only Aaron! Woo! Pew, pew, pew. Just like that.
It's your time.
Your turn, Aaron. You go.
It's your time, little brother.
It's your time to shine.
Okay. Donald Trump is a bump. Donald Trump is a skunk. Donald Trump is a stump. Donald Trump is a dump.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and snap for that one.
All right.
I'm going to snap for that one.
That was like a hook right there.
Aaron, look, that's how you feel. If that's how you feel, I respect it. I actually agree with you. But if that is how you feel, thank you for letting us know. And I'm sure that those feelings come from a genuine place.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, Aaron.
That bop, Aaron. Put a beat to that joint? What?
Yeah, we might have to find a trap beat to that.
Is a bump.
Something from Atlanta. I don't know.
Metro Boom.
Metro.
I like that, Aaron. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Aaron. All right. Love, peace, and hair grease. All right, last but not least, and we might throw somebody else in there. We'll see who else might want to do something. We gonna bring, all right, DC Scores, bring them on. Hey, Ian, how you doing?
I don't know why, but it kicked me out. The video call.
How you
Can I do my poem?
Yes, you can. Well, first of all, how old are you? What grade are you in, and what school do you go to?
I'm in summer school right now, so
Okay.
I just graduated third, so I'm in fourth.
Nice.
What school do you go to?
I went to Powell, but I'm moving schools to WJ.
Walker
See,
Jones? Walker Jones?
No, Washington Jesuit Academy.
Gotcha. Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Is that a hammock in your room?
Yeah, I'm in a hammock.
Oh, that's cool. I wish I had one growing up. That's pretty cool. Nice. Little beach action. Okay. All right.
My poem was the first poem I did. I think last time we met, yesterday on Monday. I don't know, but because yesterday I didn't come. So I don't know, but it's the police violence one, the one where we watched the video. That's the poem I'm gonna be sharing again.
All right.
Police violence is wrong. To avoid it, we have to be strong. Lots of people have a dream, so all of us have to be a team. So us people who have to try, there is no fear in the sky. We have to be near people who have no fear.
I love it.
Love that, Ian.
Yeah, he came back for a second time.
You touched the soul, big dog. You touched the soul. You touched the soul, man. I love it, man. I love it. And I love that hammock too. I gotta get one of those.
He came in all smooth, like on the hammock in the house, too, like
with the Beats headphones. He was showing us what's up.
chillax. He had the plants in the background. Like, okay, Ian, nice.
All right, what else we got? Anybody else want to freestyle? Come
Yeah,
on.
what's up? Where we at? Where we at?
Give us a little song. Is the second person one? Okay. All right.
DC Scores said me. That's not that's the other DC Scores.
While we wait. Oh, we got somebody.
Oh, the other. This is DC Scores for real. What's up, DC Scores? What's your name?
You're muted.
There we go. We back.
All right. Yeah, and I go to Truesdale Education Campus, and I'm in fifth grade.
Oh, look at that smile.
No.
Wow, young man. Young Thundercat. Okay.
And what's your name? I missed it.
Aiden. I was the
Aiden.
boy. You remember at the Poetry Slam this year, and it was a dance-off battle?
Oh yeah, you the one that you did a split or something, or
You don't have to show us that one time.
Yeah.
You might have to show us that one time.
Oh, Aiden can dance. Aiden can.
Okay, play up. All right.
Come on.
All right. Damn, wow. My whole body. Y'all might have to get me out the hospital if I try that right there. Ooh wee. Okay, brother.
All right.
So,
Y'all ready?
yes, sir.
Absolutely. Let's go.
All right. So, yes, that's me. I'm Aiden Teray from DC Scores. That's who I am. I mean, that's who I want to be. I'm the poet. I know that you chose me. So let me come and be who I wanted to be.
Hey. Okay.
Love it. I love it.
Aiden got bars.
And came with the dance moves too. Okay. Came with the James Brown. All right.
Well done, Aiden.
I love it.
All right, hold up. Let me say one thing. So being a good teammate also means being a nice teammate in the chat. We don't boo. We don't say anything disrespectful. It takes a lot of courage to get up on camera. So we want to keep the chat open. So don't ruin it for everyone by being mean to folks. So no negative energy. All right. Cool. All right. Do we have somebody else that wants to come through? DC Scores, just like rolling dice. I don't even know who DC Scores be bringing on. Just come on. Who we got?
Is DC Scores in private school institutions also in the city limits? The kid is from Jesuit Academy. That's not a public institution.
Yeah, but with our summer camp, we've opened it up to anybody.
Okay, that's cool.
Mostly centered around our kids that we serve directly in the schools that we're in, but we've opened it up too. So yeah, that's why you might see kids that are same schools that we're
good. That's good.
Awesome.
Miss Rochelle.
Oh, Rochelle. Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Hello, Miss Rochelle.
My name is English.
Oh.
My name is English Gaskin.
Oh, okay.
English.
Oh, wow. That's a nice name.
I'm English Gaskin. I'm 8 years old, and I go to Bloom Elementary School.
Okay. Nice. What grade are you in? Sorry.
Third grade.
Third grade. Going into the fourth. Nice. So you got a freestyle, or you got a poem, or is your mama or your father that's talking to you to your left?
Freestyle.
Oh, she got a freestyle. Yeah.
Hold up. All right.
Oh no, you gotta let
I was.
All right, bet. I was about to say, fam.
English, come on, you can't do
it. Okay, my name English. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. People say Black Lives Matter. You must all know who I am because Black Lives Matter is my thing.
What you working on your boss?
I love it. Start again.
Run that back.
English, start again, please.
Run it back.
Black Lives Matter. People say Black Lives Matter. You must all know who I am because Black Lives Matter is my thing, and I like to sing.
Okay. Straight off the dome, straight off the top.
I respect that. Well done.
Hi, Mom. That Mom? Hi, Mom. I hope you're doing well.
How are you? I'm good. Thank you.
Amen.
All right. So, chat is like, what is happening right now?
I don't know. There's a lot of K's, though.
It's too much. All right. So DC Score said, unfortunately, that was our last one. But Bill, we got to do this again. We got to do some more freestyle.
I've been saying it. We got to do every week or every bi-weekly. We do a freestyle. We get kids to come on, do a poem, freestyle. I'm down with that.
Hey, kids, how would y'all like for Bill Hamid to come back every week or every other week and hold some freestyle sessions?
Yeah.
See, yes.
So everybody can come. You write your poems, write what you want to say, and we come on this and we spit, and then maybe one of you guys get a record deal.
Hey. You never know. Chris, you gonna come through too?
Oh, I'll be there. Just give me the call. I'm not freestyling, but I'll tune in.
I know. I mean, support is what matters. You
I'm
on
here
the
for
stage, you can be the person that they're hyping. Getting everybody hype and stuff. So, all right. Well, Bill, we're gonna have to make that happen. I just see 1,000 yeses. And I see a lot. Wow, a lot of S's too with the S's. So it's like, yes,
we should do it. I'm ready.
It's gonna happen. So without further adu, I want to go ahead and thank you both. Oh wait, hold up, time out. English back.
You got a second one? Oh, I was about to say
English. They had round 2 for us. All right. First of all, thank y'all so much for coming through, taking time out your day to have these really meaningful conversations with our kids. This is the beginning of many more to come, and holding this space. And if are there any last words, any last message that you would like to tell all of our kids out here listening to you right now before we Peace out.
Oh yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you everybody who came. Thank you DC Scores for setting this all up because these are important conversations that are being had. And I know for me personally, when I was your guys' age, I wasn't talking about these type of things. And I think that's going to be the difference between my generation and the next generation. All of you guys are in here. So I really respect you guys for being in here and talking on these type of subjects and topics because, you know, they're going to go a long way for the change, even generations after you. So thank you for having me.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I share those sentiments, and then thank you to all the young kids that came on, and you know that takes a lot of courage to come speak in front of what was 100 and almost 40 people all together in this call. So that takes a lot of courage, and I really appreciate that. And I hope that we can put it together so we can do that every week or every 2 weeks. We do this, and the kids can come on and express themselves. But I encourage you guys to all protect yourselves, protect your families, stay safe. If you're leaving home, try to wear a mask, okay? And make sure you're washing your hands when you get back into your home. Try to leave your shoes and stuff like that at the door.
Facts.
So you're not contaminating your own home, okay? And just protect yourselves. Right now, obviously it's been an awkward year for a lot of you guys. It's not something that you guys have ever seen. You guys are very young still. So I encourage you guys to, if you need to reach out to somebody because maybe you're feeling sad, you haven't seen your friends in a while, you're feeling lonely, talk to somebody, reach out to somebody, express yourself. Don't be afraid to express yourself, okay? And like I said, the last and most important part is please, please, please wear a mask and protect yourself. Protect your grandparents, protect your parents, and we're going to see the back end of this pandemic very soon.
Absolutely. Y'all heard it from the one and only Bill Hamid. Protect yourself. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Follow the rules so we can all get up out of here and see each other in person and face to face. So I want everyone in the chat say, thank you, Bill. Thank you, Chris. And from me, DC Scores to you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to our community partner, DC United, for also partnering with us and make sure that this was a very meaningful and special event. And yeah, we're looking, be on the lookout for Freestyle with Bill Hamid.
What we gonna call it? No, we gotta figure out the name. Like it's gotta be witty. It's gotta be. Well, we talking about like Freestyle Fridays. They already did that with 106. That's 106 in Park. That's old school.
Yeah.
What you got? You gotta give me some.
I gotta think on that. If we gotta like really brand this like.
Yeah.
Like
if we have bars with Bill, okay, I see that.
Bars with Bill. I like that.
Yeah, but it's not only me. Right. It's not only me. Dang, there's no days that start with B, huh? I don't know, man. We're gonna think about it.
Think about it. We'll have a session. As a matter of fact, if any kids, this y'all need to help us out too. If y'all come up with any ideas, let us know too. Let us know. Hit us up. Y'all got my email. Send it to me. We need help getting a name for this freestyle session because it's going down.
Yeah.
It's going down. Okay.
Somebody said I don't got bars. Who talking mess? Who talking mess? Somebody here coming from my neck. Bill don't got bars unless he's gonna show us right now. Ooh. Oh wow, that's the kid who spit the thing about Donald Trump. Wow.
Oh, I mean, he said that, it's legit. It's real. Like that, he means that.
Yeah, no, you challenging me, man.
What's up? What's up, Bill? You gonna
what you saying, Bill?
I'm not saying nothing.
I'm not even fronting.
Hold on. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not even fronting.
Oh.
All I know is I'm gonna show the world that I have a heart of gold and I have a mind. It's strong and it's our time. Give it every day. Give it all your grind. Give it all your strength. Give it all your might. Never give up the fight. Do it day and night. Believe in yourself, because the world won't. Believe in yourself until they say you can't. And when you can't, and when they say you can't, show them you can. Because that man has a plan, and nothing can stop it. Your destiny is yours. So reach until you drop it. When you drop it, pick it back up, and keep going. To the stars, baby, you gonna show them.
Hey.
Oh, snap.
I don't know where that came from.
Hey, that's all
I
right,
don't
man.
either.
Yeah. That wasn't bad.
Hey, he challenged me, man. What Barricade? Oh man, he came from my neck. I'm gonna see you next time, brother. I'm gonna see you next time, Barricade.
Until next time, y'all want to hear more of that? Stay tuned. Freestyle, name coming soon. All right, Bill, Chris, thank y'all so much again. Appreciate y'all. All right, for real, everyone in the chat, say thank you, Bill. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, DC Scores. Thank you, DC United. And until next time, y'all have a wonderful rest of your Thursday.
Thank you. You too.
Love, peace, and hair grease, everyone.